Bangkit bersama, genggam impian, bersama impak, gapai kejayaan, ilmu dan bakti tersemat di jiwa, menuju masa depan cemerlang selamanya. Yayasan Impak menerangi jalan bersama kita. Langkah pertama, ilmu di dada, bersama kita terus melangkah. Impian tinggi tak akan patah. Yayasan Impak sinar menyuluh arah. Masa depan kita cerah bercahaya. Tekad dan usaha membina bahagia. Bangkit bersama, genggam impian, bersama impak, gapai kejayaan, ilmu dan bakti tersemat di jiwa, menuju masa depan cemerlang selamanya. Cemerlang selamanya. Setiap langkah penuh harapan, ilmu dan hikmah jadi pegangan. Bersama maju, membina masa, cipta perubahan, membangunkan bangsa. Impak berjuang, memberi sinar, cita dan harapan kita gemilang. Jangan menyerah, terus berusaha. Bersama impak, kejayaan menjelma. Bangkit bersama, genggam impian, bersama impak, gapai kejayaan, ilmu dan bakti tersemat di jiwa, menuju masa depan cemerlang selamanya. Yayasan Impak menerangi jalan bersama kita. Langkah pertama, ilmu di dada, bersama kita terus melangkah. Impian tinggi tak akan patah. Yayasan Impak sinar menyuluh arah. Masa depan kita cerah bercahaya. Tekad dan usaha membina bahagia. Bangkit bersama, genggam impian, bersama impak, gapai kejayaan, ilmu dan bakti tersemat di jiwa, menuju masa depan cemerlang selamanya. Cemerlang selamanya. Setiap langkah penuh harapan, ilmu dan hikmah jadi pegangan. Bersama maju, membina masa, cipta perubahan, membangunkan bangsa. Impak berjuang, memberi sinar, cita dan harapan kita gemilang.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Alhamdulillah, syukur kita panjatkan kepada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala kerana dengan rahmat dan izinnya, kita telah sampai ke penghujung program Impak SPM 2024-2025. Sejak program ini dilancarkan pada 3 Jun yang lalu, kita telah bersama-sama mengikuti perjalanan yang bertujuan untuk membantu pelajar tingkatan 5 menghadapi peperiksaan SPM. Program Impak SPM 2024 telah menjadi platform untuk para pelajar memperkasa diri, meningkatkan prestasi akademik dan mengasah kemahiran dalam menghadapi cabaran SPM setiap tahun. Sebanyak 63 sesi kelas maya mingguan bagi 6 subjek teras SPM dan 7 program bengkel bersemuka bersasar telah dilaksanakan. Alhamdulillah, pada tahun ini program bengkel PBBB Impak SPM telah diperluaskan kepada 4 lokasi utama iaitu Kuala Muda, Padang Terap dan Baling di Kedah, Sempurna dan Tawau di Sabah, Tapah di Perak dan Bangsa Pudu di wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur. Dengan pelaksanaan ini, kita berusaha untuk memastikan lebih ramai pelajar mendapat akses kepada bimbingan secara bersemuka yang bersasar, berkualiti dari guru-guru yang berwibawa. Itu ada juga program untuk guru mata pelajaran yang turut diadakan. Ini bertujuan untuk mempertingkatkan kemahiran para pendidik dalam mencemerlangkan pelajar. Dengan slogan "To empower students, we must empower teachers." Kita berharap para pendidik mendapat manfaat besar daripada program ini dan bersama-sama membantu pelajar mencapai kecemerlangan yang diimpikan. Saya ingin merakamkan penghargaan setinggi-tingginya kepada pihak-pihak yang telah memberikan sokongan padu sepanjang program ini berlangsung, iaitu tenaga pengajar MGCNK dan guru cemerlang. Setinggi-tinggi terima kasih kepada komitmen, masa, tenaga dan dedikasi anda semua dalam memastikan pelajar menerima pembelajaran yang berkualiti. Anda adalah pahlawan sebenarnya di sebalik kejayaan pelajar-pelajar kita. Para guru dan pengetua, terima kasih atas usaha keras anda dalam mengajar, membimbing dan memberi inspirasi kepada pelajar. Anda adalah pemangkin kejayaan pelajar dan tulang belakang program ini. Kepada SISC Plus, Pejabat Pendidikan Daerah dan Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri, penghargaan ikhlas kami kepada pihak PPD dan JPN atas kerjasama dan sokongan yang berterusan. Keberadaan SISC Plus dalam program ini memberi impak besar kepada persediaan pelajar dan kami amat menghargai usaha anda semua. Tahun 2024 bukan sahaja memberi fokus kepada kecemerlangan akademik, tetapi juga pembentukan generasi muda yang memiliki nilai-nilai integriti, kerjasama dan ketabahan. Saya berharap para pelajar dapat memanfaatkan ilmu yang diperolehi dan terus berusaha menjadi insan berjaya bukan sahaja di bilik peperiksaan tetapi juga dalam kehidupan seharian. Peperiksaan SPM bukanlah pengakhiran tetapi permulaan, iaitu batu loncatan menuju masa depan yang lebih gemilang. Kami di Yayasan Impak komited untuk terus menyokong anda dalam perjalanan ini agar tiada seorang pun yang tertinggal dalam mengejar impian masing-masing. Sebelum mengakhiri, saya ingin mengucapkan sekali lagi terima kasih kepada semua penaja program Impak SPM, kepada penderma-penderma yang membantu melancarkan program sepanjang tahun ini, dan semoga usaha semua ini memberikan impak positif kepada masa depan pelajar-pelajar kita dan keluarga mereka. Kepada semua pelajar SPM, saya ucapkan selamat maju jaya. Teruskan berusaha, teruskan berdoa dan percayalah pada diri sendiri. Kepada cikgu, terima kasih bukan sekadar ucapan, lebih dari penghargaan. Jasamu kepada ummah, mendidik, memupuk ilmu, balasannya di jannah. Dengan ini, saya dengan penuh penghormatan dan kesyukuran merasmikan Majlis Penutupan Program Impak SPM 2024-2025. Sekian, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat maju jaya.
Inilah permulaan melakar cita-cita, pasti akan terhasil. Ayo kita semua menuju kejayaan. Langkah pertama, ilmu di dada. Bersama kita terus melangkah. Impian tinggi tak akan patah. Yayasan Impak, sinar menyuluh arah. Masa depan kita cerah bercahaya, dekat dan usaha membina bahagia. Bangkit bersama, genggam impian. Bersama Impak, gapai kejayaan. Ilmu dan bakti tersemat di jiwa, menuju masa depan cemerlang selamanya. Cemerlang selamanya. Setiap langkah penuh harapan, ilmu dan hikmah jadi pegangan. Bersama maju, membina masa, cipta perubahan, membangunkan bangsa. Impak berjuang memberi sinar, cita dan harapan kita gemilang. Jangan menyerah, terus berusaha. Bersama Impak, kejayaan menjelma. Bangkit bersama, genggam impian. Bersama Impak, gapai kejayaan. Ilmu dan bakti tersemat di jiwa, menuju masa depan cemerlang selamanya. Yayasan Impak. Yayasan Impak menerangi jalan bersama Langkah pertama, ilmu di dada. Bersama kita terus melangkah. Impian tinggi tak akan patah. Yayasan Impak sinar menyuluh arah. Masa depan kita cerah bercahaya. Dekat dan usaha membina bahagia. Bangkit bersama, genggam impian. Bersama Impak gapai kejayaan. Ilmu dan bakti tersemat di jiwa. Menuju masa depan cemerlang selamanya. Cemerlang selamanya. Setiap langkah penuh harapan. Ilmu dan hikmah jadi pegangan. Bersama maju membina masa. Cipta perubahan membangunkan bangsa. Impak berjuang memberi sinar. Cita dan harapan kita gemilang. Jangan menyerah, terus berusaha. Bersama Impak kejayaan menjelma. Bangkit bersama, genggam impian. Bersama Impak gapai kejayaan. Ilmu dan bakti tersemat di jiwa. Menuju masa depan cemerlang selamanya. Yayasan Impak menerangi jalan bersama Langkah pertama, ilmu di dada.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Saya ingin mengucapkan setinggi-tinggi penghargaan kepada semua pihak yang telah bertungkus lumus dalam merealisasikan program ini. Sebagai sebuah inisiatif Yayasan Impak, program ini diwujudkan bagi memberi peluang kepada pelajar-pelajar yang memerlukan untuk mendapatkan bimbingan yang lebih sistematik dan berkesan. Kami percaya bahawa pendidikan adalah kunci kejayaan dan tidak seharusnya ada jurang dalam akses kepada ilmu hanya kerana kekangan ekonomi atau sumber. Tahun ini, program Impak SPM akan terus memberikan kelas bimbingan, modul pembelajaran berkualiti serta sesi motivasi yang dirancang khas untuk membantu pelajar meningkatkan pencapaian mereka dalam peperiksaan SPM. Kami juga berusaha untuk membina keyakinan diri dan semangat juang dalam kalangan pelajar agar mereka mampu mencapai kejayaan cemerlang. Pelajar digalakkan mengambil peluang ini untuk meningkatkan pencapaian mereka. Disiplin, usaha dan semangat tinggi adalah kunci kejayaan. Pendidikan adalah asas masa depan yang lebih cerah. Harapan agar program ini memberi impak positif kepada pelajar. Seruan kepada semua pihak untuk terus menyokong usaha pendidikan. Dengan lafaz Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, saya merasmikan program Impak SPM tahun 2025.
Langkah pertama, ilmu di dada. Bersama kita terus melangkah. Impian tinggi tak akan patah. Yayasan Impak
Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening, everybody. So, sorry for the interruption. I had to change my laptop to another one because of my microphone problem. I hope some of you are still here with me. Okay. I know my microphone, the, I know this camera looks very strange because of the angle, but it's okay. All right. So now let's continue with a review writing. All right. Okay. How come I cannot see the button? Okay. All right. So let's take a look at review writing. Okay. Do you like writing a review? Okay. Or do you want to attempt on writing a review for SPM? Okay, so if you do, so this is the time for you to do so. Okay, so I'm going to make it very easy for you so that you can get A while writing a review. All right, so what's a review? It's a brief description of something that you like or dislike, and it's your own opinion. So you give your personal views based on what you saw, observed, watched, felt, experienced, and tasted. So that means you have to experience it on your own. You cannot say, oh, I read a review on someone's review. Okay. So next, your review is also based on your participation involving at the venue, event, or in any activity. And in last year, SPM 2024, the question for review which came out was actually a review about a school application, if I'm not mistaken, or a school website. All right. So, sample question for review is this one. Have you ever watched any interesting movies lately? Send us your movie review. Say what you enjoyed about the movie. Would you recommend the movie to your friends? And also why? Okay. So these are the three questions in the review itself. Okay. Number one is send us your movie. That means you have to write the synopsis of the movie. Number two, say what you enjoyed. That's the C2. Okay. Second question in the review. So you have to talk about what you enjoy. And the last one is, would you recommend the movie to your friends and why? All right. Next, assessment criteria. Okay, as you all know, this is part 3. So the assessment criteria is more strict as compared to part 2 and part 1. So it's actually the same for review or story. So I'm just going to read it once. Later when we learn how to write story, I'm not going to read it again. You see, the major difference is actually in the communicative achievement. You see, there's a phrase there: hold reader's attention, good beginning and ending. That means in part 3, it's particularly important for you to begin and end your writing properly. So in part 2, they did not write good beginning and ending. Okay, but content is still 5 marks, the same. You just have to cover all the questions. Communicative achievement, okay, it means that okay, you have to effectively use all the conventions of communicative tasks. Okay, in Malay we say menjawab soalan lah. If it is a review, it needs to sound like a review. It cannot sound like a story. And we have to know that the review needs to sound like a written review. It cannot sound like an interview. Okay? So you have to have the right format and also tone. Okay, next one is organization. Ideas well organized and coherent, tersusun, and effective use of a variety of cohesive devices. Okay, what is a variety? Okay, a variety means that pelbagai. Pelbagai, that means if the cohesive device serve the same purpose, itu bukan pelbagai. Itu is just perkataan yang lain tapi maksud yang sama. Okay, some people cakap gemuk, tembam, semua tu sama je. Okay, so we don't want that. We want something different. One is beautiful, one is tembam, one is rendah. See, it's three different things when we talk about adjective. I'm just giving you example. So it needs to be totally different. That's the meaning of variety. Okay, lastly, number 5 marks for language. Okay, how to get 5 marks for language? Okay, you have to display a range of vocabulary with appropriate less common lexis. So if you look at part 2, okay, in part 2, dia macam you can use less common lexis ni, perkataan bombastic ni, you have to use penggunaan salah pun you will be praised, so-called praised. Macam, oh, dia guna, dia cuba guna walaupun salah. But here, for part 3, it's harder. You really have to use it correctly, appropriately. Okay? And then you have to use simple and complex grammatical form. Okay, and some of you might ask, teacher, macam mana nak tulis complex? Okay, later I will show you, I will give you certain certain pattern how you are going to use the structure without you realizing it. Okay, next. Okay, so how many paragraph? Okay, I'm not sure how many paragraph or the teachers in your school are teaching you, but for me, I usually suggest 4 paragraph for review. Okay, this is very different from article or story, but review is perhaps the shortest one. Okay, number 1, what we have to have is the title. The title, you have to say something like review of the best song in Malaysia, the best Malay song in Malaysia by Aina Mazhar, like that, for example. Okay, but you need to have a title. Next, in the first paragraph. Okay, what do you usually write in the first paragraph? Okay, anybody would like to answer me? What do you usually write in the first paragraph? Okay, background and general info. So what is general info? How much info is general info? Okay, how much info is general info? So general info means whatever that is, imagine you have a box, whatever is around the box is general info. Okay, or to learn about general or background info, I usually ask my student to stand up and then I say, okay, today, for example, we are going to review Darwish. What is Darwish general info? Okay, what is Darwish general info? For example, you are going to review a human, your classmate. What is general info? Anybody would like to try? Hello, Mikael 777. Okay, general info means like name, height. Perhaps Darwish is from Pahang or Kuala Lumpur. Darwish is 16 years old, or Darwish is actually tall person, or he's a mix, he has mixed blood, things like that. Okay, general info. So, for instance, if we are writing a review about a homestay, what is the general info of a homestay? Okay, general info of a homestay could be, okay, where is the homestay? What is the name of the homestay? What is the concept of the homestay? Okay, what is the concept? Where is the location of the homestay? Something that is important, but it's not going too much further inside. We're not going inside yet. Yes, Adik Fizal. Hi. Okay. So that is general info. Okay, next is paragraph 2. We have synopsis plus storyline of the movie. This is if we are writing about a movie. Synopsis now. How long should your synopsis be? How long? A wild guess? Okay, take a wild guess. Actually, you do not have to write a long synopsis. If it's a movie or a book you are reviewing, 3 sentences, okay, 3 sentences is enough. Kenapa? Okay, because they are not here to ask you to write the whole synopsis. This is a review in SPM paper. Okay, 30, what is 30, Abdul Jamil? Okay, I'm looking at your comments in YouTube actually, right? So you just have to use three lines. For example, you can say, okay, the story is about a girl who a 16-year-old girl who is probably who is not having a good time at school. This is where she met this person, and then after that, throughout the movie she faces a lot of challenges, and that's when she met the hero of this movie, whose name is Adik. Okay, and then for the third sentence you say, Adik helped, what was the girl's name just now? Adik helped Ina discover herself, and that's when their relationship grew closer. Some people say, teacher, cerita tu tak habis pun. Macam mana boleh tulis sinopsis tak habis? It's okay. It's okay. That's the synopsis. But the thing is, the last line number 4, you have to write about the most interesting part, or the climax perhaps, or a moving ending, the moving ending, the ending that you perceive as very moving, or cliche, we can say a twist, okay? But the twist of the movie is when Ina realized that this guy is actually her long lost childhood friend. That's all. That's the synopsis. Okay? Now, okay, Abdul Jamil actually asked me question. Teacher, how many words do I have in one of the paragraph? Okay, it actually doesn't matter as long as you're comfortable and it's not too long. Okay, if it's too long, perhaps you will have very hard time writing it. So I do not have any specific suggestion, but later we'll look at the sample essay together, all right? Okay, next, after you're done with second paragraph, is the third paragraph. Third paragraph is usually the question. Okay, perhaps they ask you to talk about what you like about it or what you do not like about it. Okay, you just write what you like or what you don't like. And then the last paragraph is the recommendation and why. Okay, last paragraph is always for recommendation and the reason. Okay, this one I will share you how to write recommendation too. Okay, let's take a look at the introduction. So some of you might say, teacher, how do we start our review? Tak ada idea lah, we don't have any idea. So why don't you ask question? Okay, to start your review, you can ask question. Okay, what you do is you use the word have you ever, okay, and then verb 3. Verb 3 is past participle, okay, like keep, cap, cap. Draw, drew, drawn, okay, drawn, that is verb 3. Okay, if you guys remember, okay, become, became, become. Become is verb 3. Okay, so you can just ask the question, have you ever been to a homestay which makes you feel at home? Okay. Next, you can ask, have you ever dreamed of visiting the best theme park in Malaysia? Or have you ever walked into a mall that looks like a theme park instead? Okay, just ask the question. Okay, that's the first line of your review. Okay, now, what else do you write in the first paragraph? So when you want to write about the background, you can use these sentences. Okay, kenapa teacher kami kena guna these sentences? Okay, why? Because it is already structured in the way that you are going to use complex sentence. So for example, if you are reviewing a hotel, you can say, founded in 2013, the Palace of Golden Horses is owned by a company named Samad Saleh, Sendirian Berhad. Or you can say, located at the lush greenery of Bentong Pahang Forest, Malaysia National Park is the best place you can be at if you're looking for adventure. Okay? Nampak tak? We do not use the conventional way of writing sentence. Kita buat dia bagi jadi complex sentence siap-siap. Okay? See next. Standing proud in the sophisticated city of Kuala Lumpur, KLCC is the highest twin tower in Malaysia. Okay. And lastly, strategically located at the tourist dense area of Melaka. Taming Sari Tower, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Do you understand? Okay. Okay. Give your comments later if you get it. Okay. Just drop anything in the comments box and I'll assist you or I'll get back to you later. Okay, if you are writing the review of a book, you can say this well-written / informative or fascinating book is written by blah, 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 blah. The film story is set in, the work is based on, and written by a famous songwriter. Then you give the title. Okay, this euphoric, bukan euphonic, sorry for the typo. Next, okay. Structure. Okay, structure. How do we write this? How do we structure the paragraph for the next, for paragraph 2 and 3? So sentence structure, if you're writing about books, songs, movies, you can see the plot focuses on, the story begins when the homestay offers a number of amenities which make every stay relaxing and enjoyable. The song relates to me so well in the sense that, okay, but for sentence structure, if you are talking about products, places or things, etc., you can say there are a few reasons why Bukit Banyan Hill Park is something. Okay, or remains a perfect choice for people, children and family. Firstly, it offers a multitudes of mini garden. Okay, go straight to the question. So if the question wants you to talk about the reason, so you can just start with, there are a few reasons why. Okay, next. Okay, perhaps the question tanya, okay, what is so appealing about the website? So you can say, as a student of Sekolah Menengah Sains Sultan Muhammad Jiwa, I find the school website appealing in several ways. Okay, so perhaps if you have to answer two or more points, make it a point to list down. Kenapa pula nak list down? Some of you might say, when you are listing down, you will have the opportunity to use cohesive devices. Okay, kita nak guna cohesive devices to get full mark. Bila lagi kan? Sebab tu you have to list down. Kalau dia tanya, what do you like? What do you like about the movie? What do you like about this homestay? Mesti there are a few things that you like kan? So before you go, I like this, I like that, you list down dulu. Okay? There are a few reasons why I really love this homestay. Okay? Or there are a few reasons why this homestay remains a perfect choice for any family who wants to relax and spend their time during the holiday. Firstly, nampak? Okay, by doing that, you dah boleh guna cohesive devices. Okay. Today, Taylor Swift is going to help us write the review. Okay. Kat mana Taylor Swift akan tolong kita? So I hope you remember that this review you are going to write with Taylor Swift. It's actually very hard for me to deliver this point alone. There's nobody to laugh with. Okay? So I just have to laugh on my own. And this is so one-sided of me. I'm just talking alone. I don't have any partner tonight. Okay. So how do we get Taylor Swift to write it for you? Okay, what makes a great review? So for instance, you're talking about plays. The main point usually review ni, almost every time they will ask you what you like, or perhaps they won't use the word what you like, tapi dia akan guna perkataan lain. What appeals to you the most? Tapi lebih kurang lah, itu maksudnya what you like. Okay, what appeals to you the most? What makes you think it's interesting? Sama je, it's actually what you like. So, what will Taylor Swift say to you? Kalau Taylor Swift dia tak cakap what you like, dia cakap apa? Dia cakap enchanted. Okay, Taylor Swift will say, I'm enchanted. Okay, I'm enchanted. Taylor Swift will use the word enchanted, and you will use enchanted as well today. Okay, let's go through one by one. Okay, you can see what you like and dislike. There is a plethora, multitude of reasons why this place is considered the best place on earth. Okay, what infatuates me about this place is that it perfectly blends. Tapi we don't want. We want to use the word by Taylor Swift. What enchants me? Okay, you use the word enchanted. Okay, somebody is singing enchanted to meet you. Please. Okay, Rauda is using the word enchanted in the comment. Okay. So yeah, you use the word enchanted. That is already less common lexis. What enchants me about this place is that it perfectly blends. Okay? Or you can use the word what attracts me, or what allures me, what charms me about this place is that it feels like a hidden paradise, untouched and full of life. And then some of you will say, tapi teacher, tu untuk benda-benda yang best. What if tak suka? Will Taylor Swift help us? Yes, Taylor Swift will definitely help you. Use disenchants. Okay? One is enchants, which is enchanted. Now, for things that you don't like, tak suka, you use disenchants. Okay? Disenchants. So you see, what disquiets or what disenchants me about this place is that it doesn't live up to its reputation. Lagi satu, if you want to talk about your experience, what dampens my experience here is the lack of authenticity in its atmosphere. Okay, what disillusions or concerns me about this place is the stark contrast between the photos and reality. This point is very good because most of the thing we review mesti ada stark contrast between photos and reality. Okay, dalam gambar it will look very beautiful, but in reality, it will look very bad. So you can see what these illusions, okay, what concerns. But for my students in my school, they just always use Taylor Swift word itself, or what enchants me. And then when they want to say about something very bad, they will say, oh, what dampens my experience about this whole thing? They will say that. Okay? And then for recommendation, what do we use? We say, don't miss it. It will change the way you see blah, 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 blah. You can say, it is well worth watching. Okay, the movie what? What's the latest movie? Baranaga. Okay? Or I wouldn't recommend it because I highly recommend visiting this place for its unmatched beauty and tranquility. Okay? The keyword is for recommendation, be direct. Okay? Review is not like a story. You have to pusing-pusing, berbunga-bunga. Review, recommendation, you have to be direct. Nak recommend, buat macam tengah recommend. Okay, go to this place, macam tu. Go to this place. Okay? You have to be here. Book your room now. That is recommendation. You sort of like influence people to follow whatever you are reviewing about. Next, if you're looking for a peaceful getaway, this place is a must-see. Nampak dia ada macam satu aura, okay? Ada aura, kita macam paksa and influence people through our words. Next, for anyone seeking a unique and memorable experience, this place is the ideal destination. Okay, phrases and vocabulary for recommendation. You can use words like gripping plot if you're writing about story or movie, unforgettable characters, okay, a thought-provoking reads, fresh perspective on topics, a compelling choice, okay, and an absolute gem. Okay, remember, not germ. Kalau germ tu dah jadi apa? Kuman. Okay, engaging, well written and beautifully placed. So basically sebenarnya, if you are writing a review, you need to have a lot of vocabulary, less common lexes especially. So kita nak tahu review tu baik ke tak, mesti ada vocabulary. Kalau kita ni jenis you don't have that much vocabulary, then don't write a review. Okay, kalau kita tak pandai nak goreng, you're not good at putting putting adjective together, perhaps review is not for you. Okay, next. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to write recommendation. Okay, what you do is you say, for anyone in search of, okay, for example, you are recommending a homestay. For anyone in search of, you just put 3 adjective. Apa-apalah you are recommending. You are recommending a school website, a restaurant, a city, a homestay, or even a theme park. For anyone in search of, letak je 3 adjective yang best dekat situ berkaitan dengan apa saja yang kita nak review. For anyone in search of a clean, extravagant, and well-maintained homestay, Aisha Homestay is a gem worth discovering. You will not only, now here, not only ni, you write apa yang you akan dapat. You will not only enjoy yourself with your family in this gigantic homestay, but also, lagi apa you dapat lagi by going to the homestay? But also able, okay? But you'll not only enjoy yourself, but also have fun, okay? Playing in the swimming pool and looking at the sunset, okay? Since Aisha Homestay is located very near the sea. Without a doubt, I give it a full 5 stars. Don't miss out. Secure your booking today and create memories that last. Okay. Be prepared with adjective to describe. So if it's excellent, you can say superb, outstanding, fantastic, majestic, exemplary. Kalau good, you say fine, worthy, acceptable, reasonable. Okay. If it's bad, okay. In English, if it's bad, kita tak kata bad tau. Kita tak kata bad. We will say something very subtle. Subtle ni macam berlapik. Okay. It's lacking. Ada benda yang kurang. Unpleasant. Okay. The stay there was unpleasant and deficient. And pretty substandard. Kita cakap macam tu. Kita tak cakap, it was very bad. Tak cakap. For review, we don't say something very bold like that. Okay? If it's poor pun, you don't say horrible. I put it there, but you don't say upsetting. Okay? Tidak menggembirakan. Imagine yourself as a queen and say, oh, the stay there was very upsetting. You will say something like that. Tense to be used. Kita nak guna tense apa? When writing a review, you use present tense in general. Okay, for example, you say something like, the story follows a tragic event where Miguel is accidentally transported to the land of the dead. Okay, basically, it's present tense. Unless when you are reviewing, ianya melibatkan your personal experience, okay, going to that place. Okay, kalau kita nak cerita in general, this theme park ada apa, you just use present tense. But if you are talking about personal experience, when I went there, tukar to past tense. Like this one. As I stepped my foot onto the majestic ballroom of Pesona Hotel, I realized that the walls were moldy. Black spots and patches of damp fungal could be seen on its light-colored wall. And as we explored the colossal halls further, musty smell filled our nostril. At that time, I was utterly disappointed. To add up to our disappointment, a fat rat passed me by. See? Past 10. Okay, let's look at this exercise, okay, night market exercise, so that you understand my sharing as a whole for today. Okay, tadi we did a lot of discussion on movies, book, homestay. So let's take a look at how a review is written for something like night market. Okay, the question here is, do you like going to night market? Tell us the location and the operation time of the night market and the features of the night market that makes it special. Will you recommend the night market to others and why? Okay, so here's the question. Okay, tell us the location and the operation time. That is C1, like the big umbrella for question 1. C1. Next is the features of the night market that makes it special. See the word features. It has ES. So means dua ataupun lebih. C2. Okay, and lastly, will you recommend the night market to others and why? Very typical of a review. Mesti kena recommend. Okay, this is the third question. Okay, I don't see anyone actively engaging in the comment box. Why? You feel sunyi? Muhammad Najmi bin Suhaimi. Hello. Okay, can you please say hi to me? Okay, to show that you're still there. I see 24 people watching. Okay, let's take a look at the review. Review of the night market in Jalan 5 Sungai Petani by Zarif Awkward. Okay, see? Okay, cuba tengok. Okay, I already told Hadi Mirza, hi. Okay, I already told you. Piano. Wow, your name is Piano. Abdul Jamil, hi. Okay, I already told you when you want to start a review, okay, what do you use? You use question. We just asked, have you ever walked through a night market and felt like you just finished an exercise session? Well, I have. Kan? See? Macam best je. Then we start with the next sentence that I suggested to you just now. Initiated in 2000, Topas Diamond High, initiated in 2019. Jalan 5 Market is the longest night market in Kedah, located in Sungai Petani. Locals fondly refer to it as 1.5 kilometer night market due to its remarkable length stretching across 1.5 kilometers. Open daily from 4:30 p.m. until late, the night market offers a vibrant mix of food, shopping and local culture that draws crowds every evening. Nampak? For question 1, I already answered in the first paragraph. Location and operation time. Okay, features. Now they ask you to write features. Okay, features, we have to write 2 kan? So you bahagilah. You bahagi. We have to write 4 paragraph. So paragraph 1, you write C1. Paragraph 2, C2A. Paragraph 3, C2B. And recommendation and why. So tersusun. Okay, this is the kepala ayat. Okay, important phrases for you to start answering the question. Okay, what are the features of the night market that makes it special? You can just say. There is a myriad of reasons why Jalan 5 night market is a cut above the rest. One of the special features. Ingat, you have to use the keyword. Dia tanya special features. So you have to use the word keyword. one of the special features of Jalan 5 Night Market, it is its incredible variety. You can find almost everything in one place, from sizzling street food and refreshing drinks to trendy clothes, phone accessories, toys, and even fresh produce. The market offers something for everyone. It's a one-stop destination where locals and visitors alike come not only to shop but also to experience the lively atmosphere. The endless stretch of stall means there's always something new to discover, making every visit feel different. Whether you are hunting for bargains or just browsing, this night market never fails to surprise and delight. So basically, you hanya elaborating the point in the first paragraph saja. Variety. Apa-apa point yang berkaitan dengan variety, letak saja in the first paragraph. Next one. You see, pendek saja, sebab tu you have to make it a point untuk elaborate. Sebab you only have 4 paragraph. Kalau you buat pendek, dia jadi kontot kat mana nak dapat markah. Okay, next paragraph. Another highlight of Jalan 5 Night Market is its cleanliness. Some people say, teacher, takkan kita nak cakap pasal cleanliness je, cakap pasal bersih je. Memang boleh cakap, sebab it's your review. You nak review pasal kebersihan, it's fine. As long as you are reviewing about the kebersihan of the night market, which set it apart from many other night markets. Despite the large crowds and numerous food stalls, the area is well maintained with vendors and cleaners working together to keep the surrounding tidy. Rubbish bins are placed at regular intervals and most stall owners are mindful of hygiene. Mengambil berat, we say mindful of hygiene. This commitment to cleanliness not only ensures a pleasant shopping experience, but also makes the market more inviting for families and tourists. Okay, tengok recommendation. If you are in Sungai Petani, the Jalan 5 Night Market is a must visit. With its impressive length, wide variety of stalls, clean environment and lively atmosphere. Tadi Astri kan, sini tak 4 pun tak apa. It offers a truly enjoyable evening for all ages. Whether you are craving, next I told you, kita boleh cakap apa yang kita dapat. Whether you're craving for delicious street food or looking for great bargain, this night market promises an experience that's both fun and memorable. So kalau you nak buat pattern yang tadi I told you, you can simply say, okay, if you are looking for a night market that is vibrant, has a variety of food, and also clean, okay, Jalan 5 Night Market is the place for you to be. Then I told you, you kena cakap apa yang you dapatkan. So, you will not only enjoy sightseeing and enjoy the atmosphere there, you will get the best bargain at this night market, but also come back with your favorite food, ranging from Western cuisine to our traditional food. Okay. Lepas tu, bolehlah bagi star. You can say 5 stars from me for Jalan 5 Night Market. Make your way to this night market and you'll never regret this decision. Okay, dapat tak? Okay, dapat tak? Dapatlah. Tell me dapat. Okay, so these are the rest of the... I have more example, tapi I don't want because I want to teach you story. Okay, I have a lot of examples, songs, tapi basically it's just the same. Review is just the same. Dapat tak dapat? Got it. Very good. Gaming apocalypse. Dapat. Piano. Alright, very good. So basically you just have to know, you just have to ask question. Have you ever blah blah blah? Yes, well I have. And then you say located in blah 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 blah. Then the second paragraph, you just answer the question, list down the paragraph, and last one, recommendation. Okay. So what if the review the storybook? Is it the same? It is the same. It is the same, Yuisha. It's the same. Okay. If you are looking for a book that is that has a mysterious ending, mind-boggling, and also captivates your mind and heart, then this book, this Delegood, the title of the book, Delegood, is for you. You will not only cry, experience a variety of emotion, but also learn something important just by reading this book. 5 stars from me for Delegood by Kino-san. So if you are interested, go and get your book now. I'm sure you can't wait to read it. See, sama, it's the same. Everything can be reviewed the same way. So basically, recommendation is just like ulangan of the pattern, but changing the words according to whatever you're reviewing. Is that all right? Okay, can we move to story? I don't even know how much time I'm gonna spend for stories. Okay, I hope it is. Okay, that's it. Let's continue with story. Okay, Mr. Anas, can you change to story slide? All right, okay. Now let's take a look at this slide. Okay, I don't know how much time I have left, but but I'll try my best to cover storyline adventure. Okay, now who wants to learn how to write a story for part 3? Okay, put up your hand in the comment box. Up, up, up. If no, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop now, and I'm gonna give you a homework in review writing, and then you have to ask your teacher to mark it for you. Me, gaming apocalypse. All right, very good. Let's go on. Okay. Yusha also went. Okay, Yusha. Okay. Okay, hi, I'm Teacher Jamie. Okay, you already know by now. Not everyone is proficient in English, but everyone has a story to tell, and your story can be told in any languages. Okay, if I have like a token of appreciation, I would have given to all these kids in the comment box. It's the same kids. Okay, Abdul Jamil, Yusha, Gaming Apocalypse. Okay, you guys are really cool. Okay, so the question here, okay, you can see this is a typical question for story. Can you write a story for our new mystery podcast series? Your story must end with this sentence. As we piece together fragments of puzzle, the mystery was finally solved. Your story must include a description of the mystery, how you solved the mystery. Okay, so there are 3 questions here. Number 1 is you must end with that. Number 2, description of the mystery. So description means you have to describe. You cannot just say, the mystery is really mysterious. No, you cannot. So description means mesti menerangkan. So it takes like at least 2-3 lines, okay? And then how you solve the mystery. Bagaimana. Bagaimana you solve the mystery means you have to use verb. Bagaimana you solve the mystery? You try to spy on someone, or you try to look into the person's email. You try to you hire a detective. So mesti ada cara yang obvious. Okay, for story also, you cannot keep on doing something that is that makes the marker have to read between the line. You will see like, tak apa, marker faham kot. Tak boleh. Make it very obvious. Like people, when they read it, they know, this is how they solve the mystery. Okay, kenapa nak make the marker feel like macam they have to reread 2-3 times. Buat benda tu bagi jadi obvious. Okay, assessment criteria, I already told you, it's the same. It's just that we change the format. Genre is different, but assessment, we are using the same assessment. It's just that For instance, the organization, cohesive devices for story and also review is not the same. Okay, now going to the most important part of story writing. Teacher, macam mana nak tulis story? Many students will say that. Okay, in my case, you can write 5 to 6 paragraph, okay, for story writing. Why so many? Because, okay, I'll tell you. For introduction, setting, you have setting, characters, and also situation. What is setting? Setting is tempat. Characters and also situation. What is the situation? Okay, pada permulaan cerita ni, apa situation dia? So, for instance, if you are talking about a scary story, okay, something very mysterious, something very creepy, you can see that it was at about 6 p.m. in the after. It was about 7 p.m. In the evening, and at that time it was raining heavily. Okay, Ami and Ziyad were still at school doing their homework, okay, that they did not finish earlier when everybody did it in the classroom. Okay, it started to drizzle outside and everybody already went home. So in that particular paragraph, we have to make sure we know the setting. Setting dia dekat mana? Dekat sekolah. Karakter dia siapa tadi? Amir and Ziyad. So situation dia apa? What were they doing? They were doing their homework, okay, when everybody already went home. Okay, next. For any story, you need to have a problem. You need to have a problem. For example, what can you name me any problem that can occur? A mysterious missing person a year ago? Yeah. Okay, can you name me any problem that can occur to Ziyad and also Ami while they're doing their homework? Okay, suggest in the comment box. Okay, any problem that can occur while they're doing their homework. It was dark outside, it started to drizzle, everybody already went home. Okay. Okay, anyone has any idea? Okay, so let me just tell one problem and then you can add up in the comment box. Okay, one problem that can occur in that situation is that suddenly they heard someone calling their name. Ziyad, Amir. Vape? What is vape? Okay, I saw someone commenting vape. Or another problem that can occur. Suddenly, Ziyad's phone started to ring, and it turned out that it was his mother, and his mother wanted him to be home by now. At that time, they haven't even finished their homework. So is that a problem? Yeah, it's a problem. Or you can say, suddenly they saw their additional maths teacher in the other building, okay, walking back and forth, okay, near the corridor. That's also a problem. Okay, isn't it weird? It was dark and everything, and then you saw your teacher walking back and forth at the corridor. Okay. Or even another problem, suddenly there was a blackout. Okay, I'm here, suddenly there's a student smoking in dormitories and maybe they smell cigarette smoke. Okay, for this student name I'm here, it could possibly be, but they are at school. Okay, but they are at school, so you can change your problem to be suddenly they smell smoke. Correct, very good. That's a problem. Maybe they smell cigarette smoke. Very good. Okay, but nobody was there. Suddenly they smell cigarette smoke. Or they smell very familiar perfume. of someone they knew who had already passed away. Okay? Next, after the problem, we have small step. What is a small step? Small step is apa yang you buat selepas tu, selepas daripada problem tu. But small step mustn't include something that is too intrusive. Okay, that is too intrusive. Macam it cannot involve something yang macam selesaikan masalah tu. After you heard someone calling your name, you saw someone and you went to that person and say, did you call my name? Tak boleh. So because why you cannot do something like that? Because you are going to ruin the fun. Okay, it's going to be anti-climax. If you watch any movies, horror movies, okay, you cannot see the ghost face in the beginning of the movie. So imagine if you're watching a movie, awal-awal, the 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you see like, suddenly you say like, okay, you heard voices and suddenly the ghost appeared. You won't feel like watching the movie anymore. So it needs to be like you need to build up the fear. It's the same in the story. So you have to hear voices, or you need to see like weird situation. Suddenly this happened. Okay, so small step, it could be like, after you saw your teacher walking in the next building, okay, in the building next to yours, okay, perhaps Ami decided to go and check it out. See that? At that very moment, Ami decided to check it out. He told Ziyad to wait in the classroom because he was too curious of the way the teacher was moving back and forth. Okay? Stay here, okay? I'll get back to you, said Ami. Ziyad smiled nervously while saying, yep, I'm okay. Alright, next is the big step. Okay, small step, he went there, and when he went nearer, the teacher was still walking back and forth. The big step needs to be something bigger daripada tadi. So this one is a bit intrusive. Kalau tadi you just decided to go and check it out, now you need to do something. For example, you need to say, if your teacher's name is Puan Asma, you say, Puan Asma, are you okay? Okay, this is in the big step. Puan Asma, is that you? Are you okay? Okay, Puan Asma just ignored without saying a word. Puan Asma walked into the store nearby, and that's when Ami figured out that he should follow Puan Asma. Okay, that's the big step. Okay, he followed Puan Asma inside, and inside the storeroom, it was dark. And from afar he could see Puan Asma sitting down while weeping quietly. That is the big step. Okay, hi Azron. Lepas tu, what happened? Now is the climax. Climax jadi apa? Climax must be a twist. Just now, if you think that lepas ni, Puan Asma will change her shape into something else, shape shifter. Okay, perhaps you don't want to do that. You want to turn it into something more surprising. You have to go extra mile a little bit. Okay, what would you say? Yes, a good twist. Okay, what will happen to Puan Asma? What kind of twist do you expect? A surprise. Puan Asma was weeping, looking down. She was sitting at the corner of at the back of the storeroom. What is the surprise? You can say, suddenly, is it horror story we are making? Yeah, we are making horror story. Suddenly, Ame heard the door being locked from the outside. There and then, his phone started ringing. From afar, he could hear Ziad's voice when Ziad told him something very shocking, okay, which made his heart sank. Okay, Ame, why aren't you here yet? Come here. Puan Asma's here to teach us. Puan Asma's actually here to teach us the question that we didn't know how to answer. Okay, that's the surprise. Okay, there was another Puan Asma. Okay, imagine how is Ame's feeling at that particular moment. Ame would be like, now I'm locked inside this storeroom with that Puan Asma weeping like that. Okay? What's the resolution? How to end this story? To end this story, you can say Ame dash. Okay, at that very moment, all Ame could think of was to dash outside. But now the door was locked. Okay, he pushed the door as hard as he could, but it was still locked. But at the same time, he could hear footsteps, okay, trailing behind him, and he was sure it was Puan Asma. As the footstep came nearer and nearer, okay, he could hear heavy breathing coming from the creature behind him. Okay. And then the creature said, I thought you were looking for me. At that time, Ame passed out and he only woke up on the next day. Okay, habislah resolution. Teacher, our gore can count in store. Gore? What is gore? Because last time as we had mystery about island, I planned to make cannibalism. Oh, cannot. You don't write something too gore. Okay, there's a thin line between gore and also horror, but please go for horror. Gore, we don't want. Even gore movies are for like older people or for sick people actually. So we don't want that. You just go for horror instead, okay? It's cuter and it will still give you a lot of marks. Okay, so now I'm going to give you sample storyline. I don't know if you have understood my explanation. It is very hard to explain while not being with you face to face, actually, for story. Okay, now let's take a look at this. Your teacher has asked you to write a story. For a writing competition, the story must end with the incident remain as the most unforgettable incident in our family. Your story must include a family conflict, a moral value. So in the introduction, this is how you plan your essay. Okay? I can't sleep because of this story. Okay. Okay, this is how you plan your essay. Introduction. Introduction, you have to have setting, characters, and also one more, situation. So here at home watching Netflix, my family and I, Adam. So they are like so-called three characters, bukanlah three. Family tu I consider as one. Okay, I and Adam. Okay, because in the question it says we. So that means saya and then a few more characters. Okay, and then received a call from Tampin Police Station. That is the situation. Tengok Netflix, family, receive a call. Okay, imagine that. Problem and small steps. What's the problem? Police said that my brother was involved in an accident. That's a problem. Okay, what is the small step? The small step is apa yang kita buat selepas tu. We could not contain our emotion. Tu je. Okay, big step. Lepas tu buat apa tak boleh tahan. Okay, the small step, tak boleh. We cannot contain our emotion. We did this, we did that. Oh, but still, we couldn't stop thinking about the what if. Okay, big step, went to the hospital to visit him or collect his body. Perhaps if he's already passed away, you can say collect his body. So now climax, surprise. Okay, surprise pula. What is the climax? What is the surprise that you can include in this story? Surprise, the deceased was not my brother. Tertukar pula dah. Okay, mayat bukan mayat abang dia. The deceased was not my brother. It was his friend who was with him. Okay, when the accident happened. That's the surprise. Resolution, beyond grateful beyond words. Always tengok, family conflict is just now, my brother was involved in an accident. Moral value, always be grateful and keep your loved one close. And then you write the last line, the incident remained as the most unforgettable incident in our family. Senang saja. Okay, senang tak? Kau incident during family, what is this? Family conflict? No. This one, the accident itself is a family conflict. When your family members are involved in an accident, you consider it as family conflict lah sebab keluarga kita terlibat dengan masalah. Okay? Okay, let's see. How do I write this out? Okay, you must imagine, teacher macam mana nak change from this storyline, we are going to change it into story, into the essay itself. Okay, this is how it will look like. Can you see? And tell me if you think you can write it. Okay, and still get good marks. Okay, you see? It was 12 p.m. when we received a call from Tampin Police Station. At that time, my family and I were having our lunch. Adam, my brother, was not with us because he was out with Joe, his best friend. Tengok. In this storyline, what I wrote, bila dah habis kita cakap apa yang kita nak tulis, tak payah prolong. That's it. See? It was like indeed very short, right? Short paragraph. Number 2. Paragraph 2 is the problem. You see here, problem in small step. Okay, I write problem in one paragraph, small step in one paragraph. Okay, police said that my brother was involved in an accident. That is the problem. Okay, this is how. So in the planning, kita tulis satu ayat saja. Tapi when it's writing for real, we will elaborate it when we are writing it. A policeman quickly hinted that he wanted to talk to my father. He said that there was important news for my father. When my father was done talking, he came back to the table looking distraught. His hands trembled and his face was blue. We asked him why, but he could not utter anything, only tears pooling in his eyes. After a while, he finally opened his mouth. He broke the news that Adam was involved in an accident and his body was squeezed under a truck. Nampak? Atas ni semua elaboration. Ini je point dia. Adam was involved in an accident. See? So you need to be good in elaborating. Okay, you tak payah masukkan info lain. Okay, what you do is you elaborate, bagi rasa seronok. You put feelings, you put what you can see. Okay? And the next one, third paragraph. You remember the point? We could not contain our emotion. Tu je. So kita ceritakan apa aktiviti yang menunjukkan we could not contain our emotion. My mother could not contain her emotions. She almost fainted. I saw my 2 other sisters running into their rooms. They all cried too. As for me, I was too shocked to cry. My father still could not believe the news. He was dumbfounded and refused to show any emotions. Okay, nampak tak? Semua berkaitan dengan contain emotion. Next. Okay, next is the big step. Lepas tak boleh contain emotion, big step pergi ke hospital kan? We're going to the hospital. My father quickly drove us to the hospital. On the way to the hospital, there were so many things running in my mind. I thought of Adam's jokes with me. I thought of his smile, and I thought of his funny laughter. I could not imagine a life without my beloved brother. Tears started to roll down my cheeks. Okay, we put some sentimental stuff here. And then, here comes the surprise. It was not his brother. Can you see? It was only one line, but this is what it becomes in the paragraph. We walked fast to the hospital morgue, lost in our own emotion, and I had never walked this fast in my life. Each step felt heavy. As we stood in front of the mortuary freezer, my mother started to cry. Soon she passed out. Okay? And my sister had to hold her. Then the mortuary worker opened the corpse box and removed the cloth which covered Adam's face. My father looked away, but I stood there and watched carefully. But when I was about to look away, I realized something odd about the body in front of me. Then it hit me. It was not Adam. The dead body in front of us was not Adam's. Okay? That is the climax, ending. You must have moral value and also that ending. I pulled my father closer and asked him to stop weeping. Dad, look, this is Joe, not Adam. My father instantly examined the corpse, and after a while, he finally nodded his head. He asked the hospital assistant about another person who was involved in the accident. The hospital assistant told us that the other boy was admitted and he was alive. My father hugged me and praised God as he let Adam live for another day. The incident taught us to treasure our loved one even more, and served as a reminder for us to always be grateful for our family. It was a narrow escape for Adam, and until today, this incident remained as the most unforgettable incident for our family. Okay? Yes, you can add dialogue. Yes, I'm here. You can add dialogue. However, you cannot add too much. Dialogue is only for something very important. You cannot keep on writing dialogue here and there. It will actually distract, okay, the storyline and the flow of the story. It won't look good in your essay. Okay, I'm going to entertain a few questions in the in the comment. Okay, the police accused them as suspect. Can also, okay, you can write anything like that. Okay, anything like that. Police accuse them as long as it suits the question. Excuse me, sorry for asking. Can we put dialogue between the characters? Yes. Teachers say incident also cause family conflict too. Yes. If you feel like you are not sure about it, you can explain a bit. You can say that the accident made us not talk to one another because we were blaming one another. You can say something like that. So it becomes more obvious that it is a conflict. Okay? Okay. Okay, I have a lot of stuff to show here, but I rather not go through because I have a lot more slides for you. Okay, let's not do this. Okay, writing checklist. So this is very important. When you are writing a story, you have to make sure you write in past tense. Okay, for instance, you can write something like, Arif wiped his tears quietly. He knew that he would not see her again. Okay, or you can use past continuous tense. I was going through the album at that time. Pada ketika itu. Anis was singing as her mother was dancing. That means Anis was like, oh, singing, and mother was dancing. Okay. Or you can use past continuous tense like this, together with past tense. As I was crossing my dark living room. So imagine you crossing your dark living room. I saw my old doll moving. So that means one incident is like happening. This one you use past continuous tense. As I was crossing another incident, you saw your old doll moving. Crossing, saw. The doll's moving. Okay, that's how you use past continuous tense. Another one is you can use past perfect tense. Okay, past perfect tense is the tense that we use when we have two incidents in the past. You want to say yang mana berlaku dulu di masa lalu, yang mana lagi dulu. Okay, that is when you use past perfect. Okay, yang kurang, yang belum lama tu, you use past tense. Okay, writing checklist, you can also use sentences like there was, there were. We call it terdapat sentence. Okay, For my students, I actually teach them to say, oh, there were so many people at the funeral. Okay. For Malay students especially, they like to say ada, have many people. Tak boleh ya. In English, you say there were, there was. Okay, when you want to give any sifat, you can say he was, she was pretty, she was the most beautiful girl in the school. He was so handsome. Okay, it was a phenomenal view. Okay, and then cohesive device, we can say then he kicked the bird, pushing it further under his bed. So then ni cohesive device. There and then, bukan then and then. I'm sorry about that. Okay, pada ketika itu juga. There and then, I knew Joseph was the perpetrator we were looking for. Suddenly is also the cohesive device. Okay, when you're writing a story, you can also choose to talk about the weather. You can say whether it's good, whether it's rainy days. And these kind of thing you can actually memorize before you write the story. So you can just plug in. Okay, plug and play. Perhaps you memorize 2 sentences mengenai weather. Okay, on the day itself, you just plug and play. Letak saja ketika sesuai. Okay, here is the example. Next, you also have to memorize the irregular verb if you haven't. Okay, begin, began, begun, come, came, come, do, did, done, draw, drew, drawn, things like that. Right? Next, be prepared with relevant adjective and phrases. Okay? So, for example, do not say friendly. You say amiable, affable. Don't say peaceful. Say serene, tranquil. Don't say beautiful. Say mesmerizing, magnificent, breathtaking, charming. Okay? So that's why you have to make an effort to memorize a little bit when you are writing story. It's not the same as writing an article. So sebab this is what, because when you want to explain something, you need the vocabulary. You can also do show not tell. Okay, you can show not tell means that you don't say, oh, I'm happy, but you tell what did the character do to show that he is happy. For instance, if the character is angry, okay, her fist clenched at her side, her face turned crimson as she glared at him, sharp words biting and her words sharp and biting. Or if the character is excited, you can say she bounced on the balls of her feet, her eyes sparkling and her voice a pitch higher than usual. Okay, these are the things that you can look back later. Later you can watch this video again and see one by one. Okay, how to make your story interesting? You can use direct speech. Like I said just now, you can use direct speech like, she said, I'm nervous now. Or you can even ask question. He smiled. Okay, so now these are the interesting, these are among the things that you can continue, you can use in your story. Okay, 2-3 slides more, and then you can use these are the cohesive devices you can also use. And final tips, always finish your story. Use all the points given, even if your story sounds weird. Okay, the whole point is actually for you to use up and to answer correctly. Even though you feel like, some people say like, oh, I get too excited, I want to write so many things. No. Okay, this is about finishing your story and getting marks for your SPM. Okay, you don't need a perfect story, but something good enough. And you have to remember you are answering a question, not writing a novel, and planning is everything. Okay, have fun and be creative. Okay, so today I'm not going to look at the trial paper question because we are already running out of time. So that's all for now. I think that's all for me. That's all from me. That's all from me for review and also story writing. Okay, that's all. Bye-bye.
Inilah permulaan melakar cita-cita, pasti akan terhasil. Ayo kita semua menuju kejayaan. utama, ilmu di dada. Bersama kita terus melangkah, impian tinggi tak akan patah. Yayasan Impak, sinar menyuluh arah. Masa depan kita cerah bercahaya, tekad dan usaha